Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to Palmetto Sports Daily. Rick Henry holding it down in Columbia, and joined today by Caroline Sorrow in Greenville. And we've got Bronwyn's story with us today. I think is the first time that I've had the opportunity to work with you, Bronwyn. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
so,
you.
well, good. Yeah, holding it down there in Charleston. All right. Well, you know what this is. It's the big rivalry weekend between the Clemson and Carolina baseball teams. It's a very unique rivalry. We call this the best rivalry in college baseball. And just look at the setup. You have three games, three cities, three different venues. It starts tonight here in Columbia at Founders Park. Then Saturday, they'll still be in Columbia, but they'll be at the minor league baseball park of the Columbia Fireflies, Segra Park. And then on Sunday, it'll wrap up at Clemson's Doug Kingsmore Stadium. Now, there's a lot of concern and worry, I guess, by Gamecock fans by the way USC has started this season, a program that won back-to-back national championships not that long ago, 2010, 2011. They are off to a 6-3 start and suffered what I'm calling the worst loss in program history earlier this week when they lost to Queens University 9-8 at Founders Park. And Queens University only started their baseball program in 2018. They moved up to Division I in 2022. And here's Carolina head coach Paul Maneri talking about trying to bounce back from that disappointment as they get ready to play Clemson.
I think we'll learn from it, but it's also in the past, and you can't do anything about the past. They don't give you do-overs. You just got to take it like a man and learn from it and get ready for the next day. Last year at this time we were undefeated going into this series, and yet I feel better about our team this year than I did even last year. I just feel like we have a more talented team across the board, depth in our pitching staff, a stronger bullpen, and when we swing in the bats well, we have a good offensive team. It's just that sometimes it just fluctuates. But hopefully, we'll show our best this weekend.
And let's not forget, the Gamecocks were swept last year by Clemson, losing all three games. And if the Gamecocks don't win this series this weekend, and my goodness, if they get swept, the Gamecock fans will really be in an uproar. So, Caroline, what's your perspective there in the upstate with the Tigers?
Yeah, Rick, well, as you guys know, I'm kind of getting into the first part of every little season here since I started back in September, so this will personally be my first time getting to witness the Palmetto Series rivalry. But I know you mentioned that Clemson swept South Carolina the last time they faced each other. Clemson also won the prior series before that. I believe there was a game that got rained out or something as part of that three-game series. So the Tigers have won 5 games in a row straight against the Gamecocks. So you talked a little bit about Coach Paul Maneri. I don't know, maybe what goes down in this Clemson series has a little bit of an impact on what happens with him moving forward. Maybe that's a little over dramatic. That said, the Gamecocks do have 3 non-conference losses, so this is just me speculating. But that said, they will have to take on a Tigers team that has been red hot to start the season. Granted, a lot of it has been non-conference play, similar to the Gamecocks, but Clemson is sitting at 8-0 right now. They picked up another sweep of Bryant over the weekend, won their midweek contest this weekend, and are coming into this game with all the firepower that they've had. They've had a lot of guys like Jacob Jarrell that have gotten really good at swinging the bat, look like they're feeling comfortable. Aiden Kanak will be out there on the mound to start the series off later tonight. So that's a couple things to keep your eyes on, but also off the field. Head coach Eric Bakich at Clemson has mentioned just how well that the fans from both teams show out, and that's what makes this rivalry so special. Obviously, it's a deep-rooted rivalry that's been going on for years and years and years. The players feel it, but even when you have players that are from different schools and from different states and transfer in, and maybe they didn't grow up in this rivalry, they feel it because of the way that the fans feel it and bring their energy. And Coach Bakich talked quite a bit about the rivalry and about a lot of other things leading up to this game when we've caught up with him earlier this week.
One of the things, I've said a lot of things, but one of the things I've said is we have to be a team that thrives in the chaos. And, I heard a great analogy of, there's the same wind that extinguishes someone's flame on a candle is also that same wind that ignites a forest fire. And so we have to be able to, when that chaos, that wind comes, we have to thrive in it. We have to love it. It's got to ignite us. We want to perform in those chaos environments where things are going haywire and it's feeling like it's going a million miles an hour. We have to be the team that loves that. When yellow lights and umpires and crowd and externals and uncontrollables are completely out of whack, we need to love it. And that's been our training, and that's how we prepare for it. And that's how we've prepared since August for this series this weekend.
Well, as you saw there, that was our sports director here, Fox Carolina, Carmine Jamais, sitting down with Coach. You can catch that full one-on-one interview that Carmine did with Coach Bakich on our website at foxcarolina.com if you want to hear a little bit more about that leading into this rivalry series or just in general. But to kind of go off what Coach was saying there, he said multiple times during that interview that this is the best rivalry in college baseball, largely because of how spirited it is from both sides, from the fan bases. The players get really into it. So should be a really fun weekend. But I just want to ask Bronwyn really quick, because Bronwyn, I know that you're new to this rivalry, kind of like I am. So what are you excited to watch from both of these teams this weekend?
Yeah, this is a brand new rivalry to me. I'm from Arkansas. We got a good baseball program in Arkansas, so that's been my focus. So to hear about Clemson, South Carolina, and how much this means to everybody, it's been a buzz all over the Low Country. I'm excited to see how much the fans play into this. I know Coach mentioned in that same interview, he thinks is going to be the most hostile environment they're going to face until postseason. And so for me, as a brand new Palmetto Series watcher, I'm excited to see if South Carolina can get a win.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially when you look at the fact that Carolina's already dropped 3 games, especially the one to Queens is just stunning, really. But one thing I like about the rivalry, of course, the fans, they're going to be jacked up. It's going to be loud. They're going to be hurling insults at the opposing players and coaches, and really spirited. And it's going to be like a postseason environment. But really, I've covered a lot of postseason games at a lot of different venues, and I don't think none of them compare to what we're going to see this weekend between Carolina and Clemson. And also, yes, the battle at Bull Street. We are going to be, bringing it to you on this channel and all of our streaming platforms. And Saturday, starting at noon from Sacred Park, with a 3-hour pre-game show. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to tune in. And there's how you can watch with all of our mobile apps and also on streaming platforms. So we're going to have coaches interviews, player interviews, and some special guests that will drop by and talk to us. Okay, that's going to do it for this opening segment of Palmetto Sports Daily. We're going to take a quick time out. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Palmetto Sports Daily. We're going to talk some women's college basketball. The Gamecock women, they're looking more and more like they are ready for March Madness. They seem to improve with every game going down the stretch here in the regular season. Last night they just pounded Missouri at the CLA 112-71. And this team is looking scary good to all of their opponents because they're getting good production from their starters, from the bench. And there you see the SEC regular season championship trophy. They've won it for the 5th straight year and the 11th time under head coach Don Staley. And they've done it despite battling injuries all year without 2 of their key players who didn't play at all because of injuries. And here are the players and the coach about getting it all together to win another title.
It means a lot. We're really happy. This is my first time winning a conference tournament, regular season, and I'm just blessed, and I'm happy to be here with my twin.
I'm so excited for her, guys, and more to come. This season has been a lot of ups and downs. I mean, a lot of injuries, a lot of people sitting out some games. But I feel like, when people go down, we get tighter. And I think that we learn each other more. And I think that we're learning the chemistry get tighter.
We've been mentioning, just wanting it outright and doing it on our home court in front of the fans that really have supported us to the nth degree. And what better way to share it with them.
Okay, Don Staley talking about the FAMs and talk about a home court advantage. The SEC Women's Tournament is going to be in Greenville again this year. The FAMs will be there in droves, and then they'll host the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. So I'm looking forward to the Gamecocks making another long run and getting back to the Final Four perhaps again.
Yeah, that's right. Something I really found interesting was, as once again, I'm brand new to this, so Gamecock basketball in general is new to me, but something that's really interesting is that Latson-Johnson connection. As we all know, they won 3 state championships together in high school. Dawn Staley has said multiple times she can't script the connection that they have. And these are some crazy stats. Since adding Latson, Johnson is averaging a career high in points, assists, field goal percentage, 3-pointers made per game, points per scoring attempt, and points per play. That's some crazy stats. And you see them together. They call each other twin. It's kind of sad, though. There's this full circle moment of them getting to play on the same team. Hopefully, obviously, I think they're going to make a big run in March Madness. But that full circle moment's coming to an end. But I'm excited to see their production as we head into March.
Yeah, well, you say head into March, Bronwyn. I mean, it's insane. March starts on Sunday. I couldn't even believe it. I looked at the calendar and I was like, whoa, there's a 3 next to Sunday? What in the world? So it's crazy that it's already here. But to Rick's point that he made a few minutes ago, for this South Carolina team to be able to do what they're doing, but do it with so many key injuries to big-time players along the way and kind of play through that. I mean, I think Dawn Staley has got to be a Coach of the Year candidate for what she's done with this team, getting them to their 5th straight SEC title, with keeping all of that in mind, right, with the injuries, with how tough the SEC is year in and year out. So that's something to just kind of keep in mind. We'll look forward to watching them close out the season. But we got another team with 1 game left this season. That is the Clemson Tigers. Talk about a team that's trending in the right direction at the right time. After getting one of their largest wins in recent memory, and the largest win of head coach Sean Poppy's career at Clemson over number 9 Duke on Saturday. I think that was on Sunday, actually. So many things going on, you guys. But getting that win on Sunday, I was there. It was absolutely awesome. After getting that win, the Tigers carry their momentum out to their California trip, which will close out the regular season for them. And they kept it rolling. They got a 70-63 win over Cal last night. Mia Moore, who's been the leader of this team from a point standpoint, is also their floor general. She's a very talented point guard who has really kind of blossomed into her role this season. She had 21 points. Rusna Agusneta had 15 points, and Taylor Johnson Matthews and Ravid Thompson both had 14. So you got 4 Tigers in double digits. They led for most of the way, got outscored by a couple points in the fourth quarter, but didn't really matter because they end up winning it by 7. So Clemson gets to 20 wins. That puts them at 11 ACC wins when they got their 10th ACC win over Duke, which you're seeing on your screen right now. That was the first time they've had 10 ACC wins in over 2 decades. So just insane numbers for the Tigers. They keep moving in the right direction as March gets closer, and they've got one more game on the calendar. That'll be against Stanford on Sunday. Rick, what do you think?
Well, Carolina, I certainly can see the excitement, the enthusiasm, and the passion of the players and Sean Poppy. What about the fans? How wrapped up and invested are they in this team, and are they excited about the prospects of March?
Yeah, I mean they're pumped. I mean when I was in that building on Sunday when they took down Duke, I mean that was the most rowdy that I've ever seen a Clemson women's basketball game all season. Granted, I only have this season kind of in my bank of knowledge to go off of, but those fans showed up, they showed out, they cheered from the first tip-off to the final whistle, and they were loud. So I think people are really starting to get behind this team, and I think there's a lot of people that really believe in what Sean Poppy is doing, and I think it's been cool. You know, when somebody brings you success, you kind of want to follow along with them and pay attention to them, right? And that's exactly what he's done in his last 2 seasons in leading this program. It only seems to keep trending upward. So I think they're along for the ride. We're all along for the ride, and we can't wait until March rolls around here in just a couple days. But we've got a little more basketball and a little more Palmetto Sports Daily coming for you right after this quick break. Welcome back into Palmetto Sports Daily. Guys, we've talked about the Hornets quite a few times in the last couple weeks because they've become one of the more fun teams in the NBA to watch in the last couple weeks. And one of the reasons for that is because of their rookie Con Knippel out of Duke. This guy is in the Rookie of the Year conversation with Cooper Flagg, his old Duke teammate. But just listen to this. Last night in their game against the Pacers, he sets the new NBA rookie 3-point record for most made in a single season. So he broke it with his 6th 3-pointer of the game. He had 8 total, which is also just ridiculous when you're thinking about it in a game-by-game term. But he broke it with his 6th 3 against the Pacers last night, so it was his 207th 3-pointer of the season in the 3rd quarter to set that record. He also is the fastest NBA player in history to reach 200 3-pointers, which only took him 58 games. So that record that he set broke Keegan Murray's record that was set back in 2022 and 2023. And because he ended up putting 8 of them in the hole last night, he ended up with 209 total, which is actually the league leading number for 3-pointers made in the NBA so far this season. So really big things going on for Con, really exciting for him. I mean, I've read a lot of things saying that when he was coming into the league, I don't think the Hornets really expected him to be the go-to 3-point guy. That wasn't really his role in college, but it's obviously something that's been working well for him at the next level. So of course that's helped the Hornets on some of their recent winning streaks. The current one that they're on is a franchise record road winning streak of 9 games. So that's super exciting as well. They will be back in action on Sunday. Before we talk about some other hoops, Rick, I just have to ask you, I mentioned that Rookie of the Year conversation between Con and between Cooper Flagg. Now, I don't know how much of the NBA that you pay attention to, but it seems like Con has got all the things that you would want out of a Rookie of the Year, and Cooper Flagg has some of them, but maybe not. But if Con's out there breaking all these records like this, I feel like it's hard to deny him in that Rookie of the Year conversation. What do you think?
Well, Knippel, what he's done is very impressive. I mean, it's like February, and you broke a season record mark for 3-pointers, and you've got 24 more games to play. But no, I'd have to give Cooper Flagg the advantage when it comes to Rookie of the Year, mainly because, you know, he came in with so much fanfare. And when you look at him play, he is just sensational. And he's going to be one of the faces of the NBA going forward. And I can't say that about Kneppel. So Cooper Flagg would get my vote for Rookie of the Year.
All right.
And I've been
fair
watching
enough.
the NBA since the 1960s, so I know a thing or two about the league.
I know you mentioned this stat, but it still blows my mind. He's 18 ahead of any player in the league right now for threes. That's insane. Your rookie season, breaking records, 18 ahead of anybody else. Coach mentioned, he said his teammates are setting him up in the right spot. He even credited that to it. Said he's a humble guy. He makes the rest of the team feel better or perform better. And it's pretty contagious, obviously. But we'll take a short break right here. We'll be back with Palmetto Sports Daily right after this. Well, welcome back to Palmetto Sports Daily. We've been talking lots of hoops, but now we're going to talk a little baseball, rather. Brody Hopkins, Somerville native, about 30 minutes from where I am currently standing, Somerville, South Carolina. He got his opening debut in spring training for the Rays, and he's the #1 prospect overall. Listen to this. His breaking ball averages 88 miles an hour with at least -7 inches of vertical break. The only MLB comp that's even close to that is Jerron Durant, 87.6 miles an hour at -10. That's a little bit nastier, but no other starting pitcher last season even close to that. He's probably going to open the season at AAA Durham. His opening leadoff single and a walk. He did need 24 pitches to get out 3 Orioles, but overall, you know, they're excited about this guy. Multiple outlets are ranking him #1 prospect, said they think his potential is exponential.
Wow, #1 prospect, that is huge, but some of the numbers there, especially with that breaking ball, that is some major league stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly he can progress up through the ranks and get to the big leagues.
Yeah, super exciting. I was loving that vintage video that we had of him from a couple of years ago. That was pretty sweet. I was kind of watching that out of the corner of my eye while you were talking, Bronwyn. But guys, that's about all we got for you. Don't forget, we got Battle of Bull Street going on Saturday. Huge Palmetto Series for baseball. We will be back with you guys on Monday. So we hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And thank you, as always, for tuning in to Palmetto Sports Daily.